It's our fourth day on the road to Super Sunday. I'm Jeff Volpe with ViewSonic Americas. We are a technology company that is global. We sell displays and solutions, and I'm here today with an opportunity to talk to David Canter along with my good friend Thomas Dimitroff. And we look forward to getting some crazy, authentic insights from David as we go through this effort.
Jeff, I appreciate it, man. Like, look, we're here in Savannah in Arizona right now. You got to know this place, David. I know you are all about the great places, the great wines around the world. This is in Carefree, Arizona, and Mark Scala and the people here are awesome. Hey, by the way, David, we're going to ask you a few questions here, and I know
Sure.
you're one of the most connected guys. You're one of the most upbeat. I mean, no one can go toe to toe, Jeff, with this guy as far as quick witted. He will take you on left, and he's a great guy and he's really well respected in our business. So, David, let me just jump right in. This is a
Sure.
Road to Super Bowl pod that we're doing. And, you know, we're out in Arizona riding motocross. We're going to be riding our snowboards and riding mountain bikes. But it's all about the Super Bowl, really. You have a lot of clients. Tell us a really good story and tell us how you interact with your players. Like, what is your duty Super Bowl week or during the Super Bowl with your clients that are in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, this is going to be a really unique one for me, Thomas. And thanks for having me, by the way, Jeff. I appreciate you guys having me on the air. For me, this one's all about the Eric Weddle story. It's a bizarre story. It's really something. I've been an agent for 26 years. I don't really recollect a guy coming out of retirement 2 years away from the game, really completely away from football, too. Wasn't interested in an off the field job, wasn't interested in media stuff, wasn't interested in getting into coaching or doing some personnel stuff. And so for me, Super Bowl week will be a lot of this story, talking about what happened 3.5 weeks ago, leading up to week 5. It will be his last game ever. He's never going to play football again. This isn't happening. This is the final ride. This is a one-time fluky thing. And so we'll have a lot of players at GSC football that'll be in town. Moved my schedule up, actually, because the Rams made it. We also represent Von Bell, the captain of the defense of the Cincinnati Bengals. We have a coach on the Bengals, and then Matt Gay, the kicker of the Rams. So this is a 2-on-2, two clients on the Rams, two clients on the Bengals. It's big emotions. I can't stress how emotional it is due to my relationship with Eric, what we've been through, starting 16 years ago when I recruited him out of Utah. So it'll be a really busy week for me and my staff. We've got a house in LA. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things, which I'd love you to come join. We've got a great corporate partnership with Amman Resorts. We're going to be hosting a wine dinner. They're flying in their best chef from around the world. They did kind of a lottery, and we're going to have like a super VIP event Saturday before Super Bowl. We've got catering every day, so clients can come to the house, really away from the Hollywood party scene. We're not going to be throwing 24-hour ragers and stuff like that, and glow sticks and doing that kind of stuff and partying. But a lot of ball talk. I'll do a lot of the corporate relationships, see our sponsors and people that have been great to us, whether it's Beats by Dre or Apple or Nike and companies like that. But a lot of it will be a lot of the actual game stuff. And I won't lie, I'm here at the Pro Bowl. I'm in Las Vegas, but my mind is definitely on next week and in LA.
Yeah, hey, what a couple of days and a couple of weeks you have ahead of yourself, and congratulations for that, because obviously that's not an easy thing to make happen. So well done on you. One of the things that we've been talking about, David, over the last couple of days, 4 days of interviewing some really special people, is really trying to understand about people and persona and character, integrity. And my question to you on that basis is, when you're looking for players to represent, obviously you're always
Sure.
looking for somebody who is going to be a player, right? And you want to try to get a marquee and what have you. But there's got to be, sometimes when you got to look at character and behavior and risk management, and you're looking for qualities that you'd like. What things do you look for that you like in players?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. And I'll be honest with you, as I've gotten older in the industry, and Thomas and I've known each other 100 years, it seems, quality of human over quality of athlete actually ends up winning out in the day. You get a lot of players now that are a little bit more jaded than they were. The TikTok generation, the Instagram generation, they don't communicate eye to eye. They have their head down in their phone a lot. it with the younger generation. It's hard to get away from this device, right? It's hard to get away from Instagram. It's hard to get off Facebook. It's hard to get off TikTok, I guess, now. And so for us, it's really communication. It's talking to GMs, it's talking to scouts, it's talking to the college coaches that we have relationships with that really know the young man from high school. Now with NIL, the whole industry's changed, Jeff. We have a big NIL division here at GSE Football, headed up by Ian Grutman and Russ Spielman, and they do a really good job of identifying young talent that understands, like, listen, we can do marketing deals for you all day long, but if you don't return my text messages and my phone call, I can't get you a deal, right? If you can't communicate with me, how can I tell you, hey, you got to show up at this time? So you actually get more of a head start with NIL, at least this last year, on seeing what kind of person that kid is. Also learning very early on how we operate our business at GSE that's maybe different than some of the other agencies out there, whether it relates to fee cutting or giving a kid $1 million up front and buying clients. I have never been into that part of the business, which is maybe why I miss out on some of the top 10 picks every year, or now it's top 30, maybe even top 100, where the trickle down effect of the fee cutting, of giving kids money to basically pay them to be your agent. To me, that's distasteful. It's kind of like really cutting off your nose to spite your face. And so where we've really been successful is picking up a lot of guys on their second contract, which obviously makes it very, very easy to identify, one, are they a good person? And two, are they a good football player, right? You don't have to go in to the really minutia components of recruiting in sort of an arms race with the other agencies. And so that's been a big thing for us, for our agency, with me and Ness Mugrabi and Brian McIntyre on the football operations side, really identifying guys who maybe don't have as quality representation, who are going into year 4 or year 5, getting a second contract and might be looking for new representation. And we've luckily, knock on wood, we've been incredibly successful at that.
So David, look, man, I want everyone to know here again, you being a wine aficionado, and we've been to some amazing restaurants and had some unbelievable French wines beyond that. You've been all over. I could talk forever about that. It's another podcast. You and I might do our own podcast. We're going to do a wine football podcast. And then we'll have Jeff come in, and Jeff can bring like one of his Cali wines in, and we'll be like, I appreciate that, Jeff, but we want to talk French wine. Anyway, more important right now down the stretch, one more quick question. It's a tough question, but David, we've been doing this with our guests. If I were to ask you to put the prognosticator hat on, who's winning the Super Bowl and why?
Rams. Rams are going to win the Super Bowl for a multitude of reasons. And I apologize to my friends Lou Anarumo and Zach, and obviously Von Bell's probably going to get mad at me. And, certainly Jordan Kovacs won't appreciate it. But I think the Rams are a better football team. I think that they've been a little bit fortunate with some of the breaks. San Francisco not going for it on 4th and 2, calling timeout, and then Kyle still deciding to punt it. I think that was a big break. Eric's amazing play to dive in there and stop him short. But I think veteran leadership, if there's some setbacks for the Rams early on, let's say they get down 16-0 or something like that, or, things don't go their way. Matthew throws an interception. There's a big run play that breaks with Joe Mixon, who's a dynamic player. Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Eric Weddle, Jalen Ramsey, they'll be able to calm guys down. You've got weapons on the offensive side of the ball with Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham Jr., are having unbelievable years. I mean, what Cooper Kupp's has been amazing. And I just don't think that the defensive side of the football will stand up to the offensive side of the football for the Rams. I've got the Rams 33-19.
David, are you kidding me? Like, that's awesome. And who else would be more candid than David Canter? I swear to God, I expected nothing but a really well thought out and direct answer. Thanks so much, David. Man,
Thanks
Hey,
for having me.
appreciate
nice
our
pleasure to
friendship.
meet you, David. I appreciate
Love
your
you guys.
answers. Thank you
Appreciate it.
so much.
You too.